Hey, it's Colleen with Rope and Resellers. I'm here for another sales update of what I sold for the week of October 29th through November 4th, 2018. 10 things sold this week, so let's get right into it. Some Berenstain Bear books that I pulled out of my kid's closet, and they sell pretty well, pretty fast. These sold for $14.99. I collected $19.18, so they paid shipping. I didn't pay anything for these. These were just books we collected over the years. $7.35 in eBay, PayPal fees, as well as shipping costs, for a total profit of $11.83, and it took 3 months to sell. So there were 17 total in there, and I shipped it media mail. Baby Bjorn front pack. These things used to sell really well. Now they don't sell very well at all because I've had this for a while. It sold for $9.99. I collected $17.14. I paid $1 for this. I got it through the consignment store that I used to work with. $9.39 in shipping and fees, total profit $6.75, and it took 16 months to sell, so over a year. Here's a kind of a cool one. Here's a Jerry pack. It had a leather bottom, and you know how much I love my leather bottom vintage backpacks. So it was sort of peeling in spots, and the Fastex buckle was funky. But anyway, it was a good find. I did pay up for it a little bit, but I sold it for $79.99. I collected $86.68. I spent $10 on this at an estate sale, but I knew I did a comp because of some of the mistakes I had made at an earlier one. So I knew that this was going to sell for good money. $17.89 shipping and fees for a total profit of $58.79, and it took a month to sell. This took forever. So many people looking at this jacket. It's a beautiful jacket, and I ended up selling it kind of locally. It's a Pendleton wool jacket. I've had it, like I said, a very long time. It did sell for $40, so she made me an offer and I just took it. $47.20 is what I collected. I spent 50 cents on this at a rummage sale. $13.08 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $33.62, and it took 3.5 years to sell. So those are not quick sellers anymore. This should have been my big of the week, and it was sort of, but not as big as you might think. So I had originally listed it for $259. Someone offered me $150. I've had it for a while. It's in my way. I couldn't fit it in any of my bins, so it was just sitting on a shelf, and I had to move it every time to get to another bin. So I took it. I collected $180.81. It went to Germany. I did spend $65 on this because I did think there was, at the time that I did comps on this, there was one that sold for like $225 or something, and so I thought I'd just do best offer, but no one ever made me a decent offer. So anyway, it just didn't sell as well as I had hoped. $37.23 in shipping fees. Total profit on this was $78.58. No complaints, but it did take a year, and I did have to keep moving it all the time. So Alexander Henry Fabrics, this was another one. I did the comps, and I thought it was going to be really good, and it just didn't sell. Fabric has not been doing well for me, so I know it does well for some of you, but there was 7 yards, 6.5 yards of fabric here, and I sold it for $35. That's the offer that I got, so I took it. $41.85 is what I collected. I spent $5 on this at a garage sale. $11.99 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $24.86, but it took 2 years to sell. Peanuts Treasury book. This the spine was a little bit ripped up on this. I ended up gluing it right before I shipped it out because, I don't know, I just felt like it was an easy repair. You can see on the side right here that the spine wasn't doing very well. Anyway, it sold for full price, $14.99. I collected $18.16. I spent $1 on this at a garage sale. $6.08 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $10.98, and it took 3 years. 3 years to sell. I sold a lot of stuff that was really old. All right, here is my first dumpster dive from the dump video. If you did not see that, feel free to go back and watch it. It's fairly short and entertaining, but I found a bunch of toners. And toner, it is a powder. It's not an ink, so they don't expire. So it's good to go. Now I kind of wish I'd grabbed more, but this one didn't sell as much as some of the other ones I have listed. $14.99 is what this sold for. $31.06 is what I collected. I didn't pay anything for this. $18.70 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $12.36. It took a week to sell, and that more than paid for my entrance into the dump. Maybe even paid for some of the gas to get over there. Nordstrom Nordic sweater, men's wool. So you're looking for these metal clasps in the Nordic sweaters, and if they're made in Norway, even better. I tried Sizely. It's been working really great for me, so I do have a link for that if you guys want to try it out. There's a free option. There's also a paid option. You get more. That's why it's a t-shirt, because I'm, you know, I'm cheap. I didn't pay for the pro plan, so it's a t-shirt, but it just still shows all the measurements they need to know exactly what size the chest and all that is. So that's where I put my information now. I really do like Sizely. They've got some great free templates. Anyway, it sold for $49.99. I collected $57.14. I spent $5 on this at an estate sale, $14.21 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $37.93, and it only took 3 days to sell. So those are always pretty good sellers for me. The last thing I sold was this vintage watercolor tin, super cute. It has not very much watercolors left, but I think if you can take the paint out, and people like to have just the tins. So anyway, it sold for $24.99. I collected $27.91. I spent 50 cents on this at an estate sale, $6.46 shipping and fees for a total profit of $20.95, and it took 2.5 months to sell. Looking at the numbers, $434.93 is what everything sold for. I collected $527.13. $88 cost of goods, mostly that $65 and the $10. Everything else is, you know, $5 and under. $142.48 in shipping and fees for a total profit of the week. $296.65. Not that great for Q4. I've had some other good weeks, but yeah. And I don't understand, because I think I listed more. I'll have to look at my accountability, and I'll share with that in just a minute to see if that has any influence. Anyway, Amazon merch dropped way off. Obviously, there were a lot of Halloween sales. I do have to say one thing about merch. They sold a t-shirt of mine, and they ended up sending the wrong shirt, and the person needed it for Halloween, and so I got 1 star on a review for my shirt, and that I didn't think that was fair. I'm in the process of talking to them right now about getting that removed or changed in some way. I feel for the person, but it absolutely wasn't my fault, and now I have 2 of those shirts, that design, that have bad reviews because of one is a sizing issue, and the other is that Amazon screwed up and sent the wrong thing. Anyway, $16.58 on that, so it pulls my total for the week, $13.13.23. So not record numbers, a little bit better than average, but it should be better than that on Q4. I can't really explain it. I did list 19 things this week for a total of $726, which is more than I listed last week, and my sales were better last week, so I'm not really sure. I got a lot of below 50% off offers this week, and so I started countering with just 25% off to see. I mean, honestly, I'm not keeping track of the math, but when you offer me less than half, I don't want to decline it, because I know that eBay really likes it when you have offers in the algorithm. So I try to hang on to those and not respond for a little while. It's a strategy. I mean, really, honestly, can we beat the algorithm? No, it's this big thing. But you saw this week, I sold a lot of stuff that was older, and the week before I sold almost all new stuff. So I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm looking and seeing that a lot of the stuff that I've been listing isn't being viewed. Like maybe 0 to 1 to 4 people have actually clicked through, so my click-through rate's not super great this week. Maybe it's the stuff I'm listing. Maybe the market's just flooded right now. So don't try to guess what it is. Just keep listing. That's my tip to you. So I just want to remind you guys to go out and vote. Tomorrow is November 6th, so that is an important day in the United States. I realize I have international friends, so you can just ignore that. Make sure you vote in your own elections. It's part of our democracy as worldwide citizens to be engaged in politics. Maybe not to the extent that Americans are right now, but be involved, know what's going on. It affects our business as entrepreneurs, so it is important. That's my tip to you. Hope you guys have good sales. Thanks to all my subscribers. It doesn't cost anything, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. And we'll see you next week. Oh, and I did So I do want to mention really quick the planner that I use. It's this one. It's the Create 365. It's called a Happy Planner. They sell them at chains all over the country. I'm not affiliated with them at all. They I really like the layout of these. I was gonna do a whole separate thing on how I use my planner, but basically these are broken out into, these are days, and then at the very beginning there's all these notes, so I make a note of what I want to accomplish. I keep track of my accountability at the bottom. At the beginning of every month is just a monthly overview. So anyway, that's the planner I use. I use it's called a Happy Planner. They sell them at Michael's. They sell them online and Target. They sell them all over. They're really easy. But I just find having a planner, I'm able to write stuff down. I plan my day the night before. So I use different colors for different things just to keep it fun. You could buy stickers. You can really go down the rabbit hole in those things. But anyway, that's the planner I use. Someone asked me which one I used, and that's the one I used. Thanks for watching. Have a good week.